The conference room had been decorated with silver and gold balloons. A banner hung across the wall, "Congratulations, Maya." A catered lunch spread covered 2 tables, sandwiches, salads, desserts. 50 employees from our Chicago marketing firm crowded into the space, champagne glasses in hand, waiting for the official announcement. This was supposed to be my moment. After 5 years of 60-hour weeks, after leading campaigns that brought in $12 million in new business, after turning down 3 job offers to stay loyal to this company, I was finally being promoted to Vice President of Client Strategy. Or so I thought. My boss, Richard Chin, stood at the front of the room with a microphone, smiling that corporate smile that never quite reached his eyes. Beside him stood Sarah Mitchell, my colleague, my supposed friend, wearing a dress that looked suspiciously expensive for a Tuesday afternoon. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate today," Richard began. "As you know, we've been restructuring our leadership team. The Vice President of Client Strategy role is crucial to our company's future, and we needed someone extraordinary to fill it." He paused. I smiled, preparing to step forward. After careful consideration, Richard continued, "We've decided that Sarah Mitchell will be taking on this role, effective immediately." The room went silent. Every pair of eyes turned to me. The smile froze on my face. Sarah stepped forward, beaming. "Thank you so much, Richard. I'm honored and excited to lead the team in this new capacity." The applause was scattered, uncomfortable. People were looking between me and Sarah, confusion written across their faces. I stood there, champagne glass in hand, at a party supposedly thrown for me, watching someone else accept my promotion. Richard caught my eye. "Maya, could I see you in my office after this?" I nodded, unable to speak. The next 20 minutes were torture. Sarah gave a speech about her vision for the role. People congratulated her, their voices awkward and uncertain. Some colleagues approached me with sympathetic looks, not knowing what to say. "I thought this party was for you," my friend Jessica whispered. "So did I managed." When the party finally ended, I walked to Richard's office. He was sitting at his desk, looking at his computer like nothing world-shattering had just happened. "Close the door," he said without looking up. I did. "I'm sorry about the confusion," he began. "I know you were expecting this promotion. But the executive team felt that Sarah was a better fit for the role at this time." "At this time," I repeated. "Richard, you told me 3 weeks ago that the promotion was mine. You asked me to prepare a 90-day plan for the role. You had me train Sarah on the Robertson account because I'd be moving into leadership and wouldn't have time for individual accounts anymore. Plans change, Maya. The business environment is dynamic. Don't." My voice was sharp. "Don't give me corporate buzzwords. You promised me this promotion. I turned down 3 job offers in the past year because you assured me I had a future here. What changed?" He finally looked at me. "Sarah has been more collaborative lately. More of a team player. The executive team felt she'd be better at managing relationships across departments." Collaborative. Team player. I laughed bitterly. "You mean she's been having drinks with the executives while I've been working? You mean she's been politicking while I've been bringing in actual clients? Your tone is exactly why." "My tone?" "I'm standing in your office after being publicly humiliated at what was supposed to be my own promotion party, and you're critiquing my tone? Maya, I understand you're disappointed." "Disappointed?" "Richard, I brought in the Morrison account, $3.2 million. I saved the Henderson campaign when it was failing. I've worked here for 5 years, and I've generated more revenue than any other account director in this company's history. And you gave my promotion to someone who's been here 3 years and has half my numbers. It's not always about numbers." "Then what is it about?" "Because from where I'm standing, it looks like Sarah got promoted for being charming at happy hours while I got passed over for actually working." Richard's expression hardened. "I'm going to chalk this reaction up to emotion and pretend we didn't have this conversation. But Maya, if you want a future at this company, you need to accept this decision and move forward professionally. Or what? Or we'll have to consider whether you're the right fit for the culture we're building here. I stared at him. 5 years. 5 years of loyalty, of sacrifice, of putting this company first. And now he was threatening me for being upset about being publicly humiliated and passed over. I need some air, I said, standing. Take the rest of the day. But Maya? I expect you back tomorrow with a better attitude. I walked out of that office, out of the building, and into the Chicago afternoon. Sat on a bench 3 blocks away and called the one person who'd seen this coming. Hey, it's me. It happened. They gave it to Sarah. Vanessa Rodriguez, headhunter extraordinaire and my college roommate, sighed. I'm so sorry, Maya. But are you ready? Yes. Then let's do this. Here's what Richard didn't know. 2 months ago, when he'd started making comments about me needing to be more visible at social events and better at relationship building, I'd sensed something was wrong. The sudden emphasis on soft skills over results. The way Sarah was being included in executive meetings while I wasn't. The casual mentions of how, naturally, Sarah connected with people. I'd called Vanessa. I think they're going to pass me over. She'd started quietly shopping me around to competitors. No official job search, no LinkedIn updates, just discreet conversations with companies who'd tried to recruit me before. 3 weeks ago, I'd gotten an offer. TechBridge Marketing, our biggest competitor, wanted me as their senior vice president of business development. The salary was $180,000, a $45,000 increase from my current role. Plus equity, signing bonus, and a team of 12 reporting to me. I'd had the offer letter in my bag for 3 weeks, and signed, hoping I was wrong about what was coming. But when Richard had asked me to train Sarah on the Robertson account, because I'd be moving into leadership, I'd known. They weren't promoting me. They were positioning Sarah to take my clients when they pushed me out or kept me stuck at account director level. So yesterday, I'd signed the offer letter. Scanned it and emailed it to TechBridge's HR department. My start date was set for 2 weeks from today. When Richard had thrown that party supposedly, for me, I'd already had 1 foot out the door. And when he'd announced Sarah's promotion in front of 50 people, humiliating me publicly, I'd already secured a role 2 levels above what he'd just given to her. Now, sitting on that bench, I pulled out my phone and composed an email. Richard and leadership team. After today's events, I've decided to resign from my position effective immediately. My 5 years at this company have been valuable, but it's clear my contributions are not valued here. I've accepted a position as Senior Vice President of Business Development at TechBridge Marketing, where I'll be leading strategy and client acquisition. I'll be taking my expertise, my contacts, and my work ethic to a company that actually rewards results. Per my contract, I have 2 weeks' notice remaining. However, given that today's promotion party was actually an announcement of my being passed over, I think we can agree that my presence here is no longer beneficial to either party. I've attached documentation of all my active accounts, campaign strategies, and client relationships. I wish you and Sarah the best of luck maintaining the $12 million in business I brought to this firm. Best regards, Maya Patel. I hit send before I could second-guess myself. Then I sent a second email, this one to the 3 clients I'd brought in personally, the ones whose contracts included language that allowed them to follow me if I left the agency. Dear client, I wanted to inform you personally that I'm leaving my current agency to join TechBridge Marketing as Senior VP of Business Development. I've greatly valued our partnership and wanted to ensure a smooth transition. If you'd like to continue working together in my new role, I'd be honored. TechBridge offers enhanced capabilities and resources that I believe would benefit your campaign significantly. I'd love to schedule a call to discuss options. If you prefer to remain with my current agency, I completely understand and will ensure all my work is properly transitioned. Best regards, Maya. I sent it to Morrison Industries, $3.2 million annual, Vertex Tech, $2.8 million annual, and Blackstone Retail, $2.1 million annual. $8.1 million in clients. 2/3 of the revenue I'd personally brought in. My phone started ringing within 5 minutes. Richard. I let it go to voicemail. He called 3 more times. Left increasingly frantic messages. Maya, we need to talk about your email. Don't do anything rash. Maya, I understand you're upset, but let's discuss this professionally. Maya, you're putting us in a very difficult position. Call me back immediately. Then my phone buzzed with texts from colleagues. Jessica, OMG, you quit? Marcus, heard you're leaving. Good for you. That party was BS. Carlos, Tech Bridge? That's huge. Congrats. And then, finally, a call from a number I didn't recognize. I answered. Ms. Patel? This is David Morrison from Morrison Industries. I just got your email. My heart sank. This was my biggest client. If he wanted to stay with the agency, my departure would be messy. Mr. Morrison, I wanted to make sure you heard directly from me. I want to follow you to Tech Bridge, he interrupted. Your work on our campaign was exceptional. You're the reason we're with that agency at all. If you're leaving, we're leaving. How do we make that happen? I closed my eyes in relief. I'll have Tech Bridge's contracts team reach out to you this week. By 5 p.m., all 3 clients had confirmed. They were following me to Tech Bridge. $8.1 million in revenue walking out the door with me. My phone rang again. This time it was the CEO, Jennifer Park. I answered. Hello, Jennifer. Maya, what is happening? She sounded stressed. Richard just told me you quit and you're taking clients with you. I resigned after being publicly humiliated at a promotion party that turned out to be for someone else. And 3 clients I brought in personally have chosen to continue working with me at my new company. That's what's happening. Maya, we can fix this. What if we gave you the VP role instead of Sarah? No. No. Maya, we're offering you what you wanted. What I wanted was to be valued and respected. What I got was 5 years of overwork, broken promises, and public humiliation. You don't get to offer me scraps now that I'm leaving and taking revenue with me. Be reasonable. I am being reasonable. I'm leaving a company that doesn't value me for one that does. That's the most reasonable decision I've made in years. You're burning bridges. No, Richard burned bridges when he threw a fake promotion party and announced someone else's promotion. I'm just walking across the ashes to somewhere better. I hung up. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls and 32 emails. I ignored all of them, spent the morning at a coffee shop planning my transition to Tech Bridge, and felt lighter than I had in years. At noon, Vanessa called. Have you seen LinkedIn? No, why? Richard posted something. You need to see it. I pulled up LinkedIn. There it was, a post from Richard Chin. Sad to announce that Maya Patel has decided to leave our team to pursue other opportunities. We wish her well and are grateful for her contributions. Excited to see Sarah Mitchell step into the VP role and lead our client strategy moving forward. The comments were already rolling in. But not the supportive ones Richard probably expected. Marcus, my former colleague, contributions, is an interesting way to describe someone who brought in $12 million in revenue over 5 years. Jessica, I was at the promotion party yesterday. This post is misleading. Carlos, Maya was the best account director in the company. Her decision came right after finding out at her own party that someone else got her promotion. Let's be honest about what happened here. And then, the comment that made me smile, David Morrison, CEO of Morrison Industries. We've enjoyed working with Maya and look forward to continuing our partnership with her at Tech Bridge Marketing. Best of luck to the team. They're finding someone who can match her exceptional work. Public. Professional. And completely clear that he was following me. Within an hour, the other 2 clients had posted similar comments. Richard deleted his post 30 minutes later. But screenshots lived forever, and the damage was done. That afternoon, TechBridge CEO called me. Maya, I'm seeing some interesting LinkedIn activity. Want to fill me in on what happened? I explained everything: the fake promotion party, the public humiliation, the immediate resignation, the clients following me. So you're bringing us $8.1 million in existing business on day one? Yes. And your former employer is now dealing with internal fallout from how they handled this? Appears so. She laughed. Maya, I already liked you. Now I love you. Welcome to TechBridge. Let's make sure your transition is smooth and these clients are very, very happy with their decision. Over the next week, the fallout at my former company intensified. Word spread about what really happened at that party. Several top performers reached out to me asking if TechBridge was hiring. 2 quit outright, citing the company's treatment of me as evidence of poor leadership. Sarah, who'd accepted the VP promotion so eagerly, was now managing a department in crisis. Half the team was demoralized. The other half was job hunting. And she'd inherited 3 massive accounts that were now gone, leaving her with significantly less revenue to manage than her predecessor. Richard tried calling me one final time. I answered. Maya, this has gotten out of hand. The CEO is furious. We're losing people. We need to figure out how to contain this situation. That's not my problem anymore, Richard. You're damaging our reputation. I haven't said a single negative word about the company publicly. I simply resigned and informed my clients. Everything else is people drawing their own conclusions from your actions. We could have worked this out. No, we couldn't. Because you never intended to promote me. You strung me along, used my work to benefit the company, and then publicly humiliated me to elevate someone else. There's no working that out. I'm sorry, he said finally. I handled it badly. Yes, you did. But your apology doesn't change anything. I've moved on to somewhere I'm actually valued. Can you at least stop the bleeding? Tell people to stay? Why would I do that? So they can work for a company that treats top performers the way you treated me? They're making their own choices, Richard. Just like I made mine. I hung up and blocked his number. 2 weeks later, I started at TechBridge. They'd given me a corner office, a team of 12, and full authority to build the business development division my way. My first day, the CEO introduced me to the entire company. Maya Patel joins us as Senior VP of Business Development, bringing 5 years of exceptional experience and over $8 million in client relationships. We're thrilled to have her leadership and expertise. The applause was genuine. The welcome was warm. And when I met my new team, they were excited to work with me, not resentful of my success. 3 months into my new role, I ran into Sarah at an industry conference. She looked tired, stressed, wearing the expression of someone in over their head. Maya, she said awkwardly. How are you? Great, actually. TechBridge is amazing. How's the VP role? She grimaced. Challenging. The team is, it's been a difficult transition. I imagine it has been. Look, I wanted to say, I didn't know about the party. I didn't know Richard had promised you the promotion. When he told me I got the role, I was excited, but I had no idea he'd set it up that way. Did you ever ask? When you saw a promotion party with my name on the banner? She looked down. No. I just assumed. I don't know what I assumed. I was excited and I didn't ask questions I should have asked.